Welcome, Capricorn. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm doing a November reading for you, for which I've pulled out the cut ties from the Talisman Oracle, and I'm going to read a little bit about this, and then I'll share a meditation that I received for you. Cut Ties reads, you are at the end of a path with a person, situation, or a memory that has drained your energy long enough. It's time to cut ties with what holds you back and venture back into the world to find new opportunities. You've spent enough time trying to find a solution, dwelling over what could and should have been. It's no longer helpful. Try to see this as a new beginning, a bright moment of discovery. The two circles in the card represent the two rings of attachment, emotional and intellectual. Picture the knife cutting through both rings to release them and yourself. Use this card when you feel you cannot remove yourself from the clutches of unpleasant situations. You are strong, powerful, and ready to move on. I cut this link in order to heal. Wow. That feels very spot on. For many of you, you have been working to eliminate this attachment, this cord, for years. Even while you were entertaining this relationship or situation, you understood that it was not choosing you. It was refusing to choose you. It wasn't interested. And on that basis, you recognize that despite the powerful soul bond of this relationship, it was time to let it go. We have many soul bonds. This is not the only one. There will be others. There are others in your life that you are being called to honor. And that sort of takes me to the overall energy for this reading, the Four of Swords. This is you looking at experiences of challenge, including one that is clearly essential that you release. You understand the incredible amount of investment you've made in something that is not reciprocating at any level to you. And yet, releasing that has been incredibly difficult and painful, because you do recognize that there is a deep spiritual connection. And that connection that doesn't rely on presence to be real has existed for a very long time. Time has not erased it. However, that the other person or the situation has not changed in a way that would produce any different outcomes. Along the way, you've actually learned a great deal about what this particular relationship or activity meant to you, what you've learned from it, what it showed you about yourself, and you have come to release this with gratitude, with love. That is what you've been striving for, and you've felt that sense of release, surrender in a loving way, but only now is it finally happening for you. I feel like you're in the last throes of this clutches. You have released this. It is no longer hard to think about it. And underneath the deck, we have the Six of Cups, which is simply affirming the depth of this connection, the depth of this passion, this recognition between you, the possibility that you have been connected before. Perhaps you've had many lives to connect, but it appears as though in this one not to be. And the release of this bond will bring others. This is what has been holding love back from your life because you haven't been available. You've been protecting yourself from all the pain and suffering that you've experienced through this particular relationship that is an illusion. It is not reciprocated. It is not present in your life in any way. There's nothing coming from this person, no communication, no acknowledgement, no joy. and you've hung on and hung on as long as you could. The vision, the meditation I had was of a almost like an edifice, a castle, a fort, something at the on the top of a very rocky cliff, facing the ocean, and a tremendous wave, a stormy wave, coming to engulf that, almost as though it is wearing away at this fortress-like edifice, so that it will eventually pull it down. And in some ways, I feel as though your love, your self-love, your self-respect, your greater love for humankind, for making a contribution that matters, is wearing at something that is no longer for you, that is outdated, that's cold, that's empty, an empty castle or an empty fortress. So that image is relating to what you may be experiencing right now. I'm going to look at the 10th house, the way you identify in the world, the kind of process you have, the way others see you. And the 9 of Cups is beautiful. Ultimately, it shows you're experiencing a level of connection with yourself, deeper connection with yourself. In the effort to connect with this love, there was a lot left unsaid and unexplored. And you are learning to supply that for yourself. What you weren't able to get, what the other partner or other activity wasn't offering you, you've learned that you have enough for you to invest in yourself, and thus to feel good about all the ways that you are recognizing love in your life, that it's all around you and that it hasn't gone anywhere, but you're now in a better position to recognize you have everything you need. And the sense of autonomy and independence and of integrity is what is bringing love back around for you, certainly based on this powerful, supportive, gratifying relationship you have with yourself. In the first house, the 8 of Cups is indicating, similar to the title of the Cut Ties card, there are relationships in your life that you've gained much from, but you recognize they've outlived their value or usefulness to you. You've gained all you can. It's time for you. You've gathered the courage to step towards a significant challenge in your life, something that will require all that you've learned, all the resources within you, and really something that defines your life in a unique way. Something that you're now on the verge of understanding. Even if you don't know what it is, you're opening up to that based on the faith that you have in yourself, the belief that you have all that you need to get what you want. And this newfound, not just confidence, but joy, is something that is new at this time and is a real salve to a long period of introversion, self-protection. In the 4th house, the Queen of Wands, beautiful Queen of Wands. At your foundation, you have internalized this passion, so that everyone that encounters you, comes into your space, understands the clarity and the drive with which you are pursuing what you want. Your determination is erotic. It is a magnetizer, and it draws people, resources, energy towards you. People are alerted by your confidence, your passion that you wear. It's very erotic. In the most positive and non-gendered way possible. But you feel absolutely competent and clear within yourself. And this is undoubtedly a result of the way in which you've navigated this difficult release that you're experiencing now. In the 7th house of significant others, the 3 of Wands. It feels like you're busy setting up things that work for you. This feels as though you're looking at establishing a new project, a new business, a new relationship even, that is based on your skill set and your interest in extending, expanding your networks, your resources through your connections to others. And this is beautiful because you are courageously stepping outside of your comfort zone, orchestrating your services so that they can be available to unfamiliar territories and locations, new audiences, new communities that need what you have to offer. And you're willing to brave the waters to get out there, to connect. So this is really beautiful, building something that allows you to express and exercise your gifts and your talents. I'm going to clarify these cards with the ethereal deck, the shadow work deck, a nod to harvest season, Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, Samhain, all of these ways that we celebrate the closing out of the sun, the turning, the waning of the sun's light, the thinning of the veil between worlds, blackbirds, ravens, and crows being particular harbingers of messages between worlds, not just life and death as we understand it, but of a myriad of other worlds and other universes of sentient beings. If this reading is resonating with you at this time, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I totally appreciate all the ways that you support me. Thank you in advance for that. The 8 of Cups in the 1st house is clarified by the Page of Wands. This is a complete openness to moving more passionately in the direction of your creative expression. This is you affirming that you are a creative being, a creative soul, and that whatever you do has your stamp, your very specific stamp, that the erosion of these ties that no longer serve you is the release of bound up energy that was implicated in holding on to something that wasn't worthy of you, that wasn't holding on back to you. So this is freeing up energy that you need to move forward in a way that is dignifying your expansion as an individual, grounded in this beautiful, self-respectful support, and creating something, building something that will be of service, that's taking you outside of this comfort zone, staying in this sad place, in this isolated place, this lonely place of loss, of disappointment. You're moving out of that, and it requires this burst of excitement, of spiritual energy and awareness, vision, to get to a place of building something that will function as an opportunity for you to make a contribution. The Queen of Wands in the 4th house is clarified by the 6 of Pentacles. The lovely 6 of Pentacles. We have another 6 here of Cups. This is about balance, equilibrium, and peace. So you've learned how to ask for what you want. And you understand, oh Capricorn, how major this is for many of you. Asking for what you want when you perhaps have been told, or certainly got the distinct idea, that what you wanted was less important than what other people needed. And so now that you understand that you have desires, you have ambitions, you also understand that putting those out, claiming those, is the starting point of all your negotiations, of all the efforts that you are making towards justice, fair treatment, a reasonable exchange for your efforts, and the ability to not make those assumptions on any side means that things can always be renegotiated, readjusted as circumstances change, as you see how things are working out. What an empowerment this is. This is such a breaking free from the old codes, the traditional ways, the need to conform, less concern with the approval of others and more concern with fair and equitable treatment, fair exchange. The Three of Wands in the seventh house is clarified by the Four of Cups. I think you absolutely have recognized where work wasn't enough, where something is still missing for you, particularly as you have released some deep and profound passion from your life, a relationship that represented a deep connection, an unknown world that you look forward to exploring, but you were denied because the other person wasn't interested in the same way, did not return your interest or query. So I do see you recognizing that despite the energy you have around building something that offers your services in unique ways, you're not fooling yourself when you imagine that you don't need love. You do. You recognize that as a missing component, something that would fill out your experience. Perhaps it is an offer of love that you've received that you're not sure if this is what you've been waiting for, if this is the thing you're interested in moving forward with. You're considering it. Have they changed? You certainly have. Can they match that energy? What are their aspirations and goals? This is where we have learned to negotiate as a fundamental expression of our passion and who we are. We discuss and we make tacit agreements. We don't make assumptions. So you're perfectly positioned in a way to figure this out with others. It's not something, there's no commitment that's being called for here. This is simply you choosing another way in which you are seen, supported, appreciated, valued. In the 10th house, the Nine of Cups is clarified by the Knight of Wands. A lot of Knights of Wands in these readings today. Your energy level is fierce. And I applaud the fire element here because I believe that you are needing a boost of energy coming out of this period of retreat. So you are excited about your passions, excited about things you're connecting with. This is a feeling of electricity and connection, things falling into place, you being inspired to pursue something. To expand, grow your abundance, grow your world, even as you have come to find contentment and peace in the world that you inhabit. I'm going to finish up this reading with a crystal oracle, and that pops out. And this is an Amazonite, and the key word is life purpose. I'm fully aligned to and living my life purpose. This is interesting. This is part of a long, long journey that you've been on. You've second guessed your life purpose, even if your gifts have been evident to you from a very early age. You've retracted, you've shifted, you've had to do things or believed you had to do things that were not in alignment with your purpose. But passion is important to you. Belief in what you're doing, taking your responsibilities seriously is important to you. If you've enjoyed this, Capricorn, check out more content here. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. And until next time, Capricorn, namaste.